Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Today's video is a video we call Coins on Location. So we'll be travelling all over the UK to important places and important areas with coins. Here I have a Welsh leek £1 coin. And here I have a Welsh leek. A Welsh leek £1 coin with a Welsh leek here in lovely Wales.
Here, as you can see, I have the Olympic sailing 50p. Therefore, we are sailing on a lake.
We got the sailing coin there, lovely coin, sailing 50p, whilst we are sailing. Amazing stuff. Yeah. Now here, as we can see, I have the Welsh Dragon pound coin, the round pound coin featuring the Red Dragon of Wales. And I have this coin here with the Red Dragon of Wales in Wales. This coin here commemorates the classical British meal of fish and chips. And I have the letter F of the 10p's for fish and chips here, as we are all enjoying a lovely fish and chips. So there we go, F for fish and chips with the real deal, a lovely hearty English fish and chips. Here we have the £1 coin of the City of London. And so we are here in the City of London. Very, very nice with the London coin. Here, as we can see, I have the round pound coin showing the city of Cardiff, the capital of Wales. And I am here in Cardiff, the capital of Wales, so the Cardiff pound coin here in Cardiff.
Here we have the T10p with a cup of tea.
This is the Lion of England £5 coin, and I'm here at Trafalgar Square with the Lion of England £5 coin and a Lion of England here at the base of Nelson's column. So the coin with the Lion of England, and there's the Lion of England. This coin is an Olympic 50p commemorating the sport of swimming, and we are here at the swimming pool swimming. So we have here, as we can see, the swimming coin, and as you can see on screen now, we're having a great time here swimming with the swimming coin. So great stuff. Here I have the London Underground Roundel £2 coin, and here I have it with a London Underground Roundel, the classic logo for London's underground rail transport system. In 1279, the Royal Mint moved into the Tower of London, where we are now. This coin commemorates that. Now, although this £5 coin does commemorate the time the Royal Mint spent being housed in the Tower of London, we did bring it only seemed right, to the current location of the Royal Mint here in Llantrisant in Wales. This here is the Victoria Cross the Medals 50p, displaying 2 Victoria Cross medals, and I have it here with a real, authentic Victoria Cross medal, as we can see here. Here I have the letter H10p for House of Parliament, and in the background here you can see the House of Parliament. The Houses of Parliament feature on the £5 note, and here in the background you can see the House of Parliament.
As you can see, I have the E for English breakfast, 10p piece. And as you can see, we are here having a full English breakfast.
And I must say, ours looks better in real life than the coin.
Absolutely.
As you can see here, I'm holding the Olympic cycling 50p.
And we have the cycling 50p while we are cycling. This coin here is the British Red Cross £5 coin, and I have it here with me outside a British Red Cross charity shop in the High Street.
Here we have the Platinum Jubilee Anniversary £5 coin at Buckingham Palace, where the main celebrations were held.
As we can see here, I have the letter I for ice cream, alphabet 10p. And I have it here with an ice cream. And I must say, I do collect coins, but I prefer the real deal. This coin here is the 400-year anniversary of the King James Bible, and I have it here with me with a King James Bible. Not only that, as you can see, the King James version, but also a special 400-year anniversary edition of the King James Bible with the 400-year anniversary £2 coin. Here I have the National Gallery £2 coin in front of the National Gallery, which is hosting its 200th year anniversary this year. So here we have His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales £5 coin on the actual Prince of Wales bridge. And here is the coin. lovely coin, the Prince's Trust, the Prince of Wales, on the Prince of Wales Bridge. Our next location, or our next coin, brings us to Lyme Regis, here on the coast, the home of Mary Anning. As we can see here, Mary Anning, the famous paleontologist, lived in this house right here in Lyme Regis from 1799 to 1826. And so I have with me one of the Mary Anning 50p's. We can see there to the bottom her name and one of the dinosaurs she discovered here in Lyme Regis. And here is her house, where she would have lived inside here and began her fascination with fossils and dinosaurs, of which she discovered many, like on the coin. We can see one of them here.
This coin honours the life and legacy of Sir Winston Churchill, and I have it here with his statue in Parliament Square.
So there we go, as you've seen, we have got the rowing coin here and the kayaking coin here on the lake where we've just been rowing and kayaking. So there's the coins. As you've seen, we had the coins out there doing the activities on these Olympic coins. Very, very cool. This is the Diamond Wedding £5 coin, and it displays here the rose window at Westminster Abbey, where, of course, Prince Philip and the Queen were married. And here we have Westminster Abbey, and up there we can see the rose window, as is featured on the reverse of the Diamond Wedding £5 coin. So there we go. Letter O for the alphabet 10p's is O for oak tree. So here is the O for oak tree 10p, and I have it here with me with a lovely, magnificent English oak tree in the British sunlight. There we can see the oak tree and the oak tree 10p. Now, as we can see on television is the Trooping of the Colour, the King's Birthday Parade, and this is on the 15th of June 2024. And we can see here the official celebrations taking place for His Majesty the King's birthday. Now I have here with me, watching this, the King's official birthday coin, as we can see here. This is the 75th birthday of His Majesty King Charles III £5 coin. For the Trooping of the Colour 2024, we had the absolute privilege of seeing the House of Windsor, the royal family, all together on the balcony of Buckingham Palace. A splendid sight to behold, really good to see them all there together. And to mark the moment, I have here the House of Windsor £5 coin. You can get a little zoom in here on this coin. So this is the House of Windsor £5 coin, and there we have them, the House of Windsor, the British royal family, live on television, all together on the Buckingham Palace balcony.
Here is the Coronation 50p at Westminster Abbey, where each monarch of this country has been crowned.
Here we have the W10 pence for World Wide Web, and I'm currently on the World Wide Web.
Now, the famous novelist Charles Dickens lived here in Rochester and around the Medway area when he was younger, and as he grew up he came back here because it was a favourite area of his. Now, this house behind me is actually a character's house in one of his books, Great Expectations. This house here was the basis of the character's house in his novel. Now, looking here on the £2 coin, as you can see there, one of the titles, as his face is made out by all the names of his novels, one of the wordings we can see there is Great Expectations, of course, the name of the book in which this house features as a character's house. So like I say, this house here features in one of Charles Dickens' novels, Great Expectations, as I've shown you that is on the coin. However, many other buildings around Rochester also feature in Dickens' books. For instance, this absolutely amazing building here features as the Nun's House in the Edwin Drood book. And I think if we zoom out here, we can see just why this building inspired Charles Dickens. An absolutely lovely work of architecture, well worth inclusion from Charles Dickens. And another house along here, this is Mr. Tope's. This was the home of Mr. Tope, the chief verger of the cathedral in the Mystery of Edwin Drood, once again the same book, and it is the last building mentioned in the writings of Charles Dickens. And finally for Dickens, here in Rochester, as it is a very important location for Dickens, they have this whole shelf in the local bookshop dedicated to him, and featuring, on the second shelf down, a massive collection of the complete works of Charles Dickens. So there is the Charles Dickens £2 coin with the complete works of Charles Dickens in one of his favourite towns.
Here we have the War and Peace £5 coin with the cenotaph behind me, commemorating the British and the Commonwealth dead from the First and Second World War. Here we have the P for Postbox 10 pence at a historical
postbox. This £5 coin here, as part of the historic Royal Palaces set, commemorates the Tower of London. We can see the white tower here on the coin, and we have the coin here, of course, at the Tower of London, the fortress of London, the stronghold of the heart of England for 1,000 years. So the coin here and the lovely building just behind us. Very nice.
In 1215, King John signed Magna Carta, and in 2015, the Royal Mint commemorated this by releasing a £2 coin. So I'm standing here with the Magna Carta coin at Salisbury Cathedral, where the Magna Carta is held. Magna Carta is on public display, but we won't be able to film it. This is as close as we'll be able to get with the cameras.
This here is the Buckingham Palace £5 coin, and I have it here outside Buckingham Palace, the royal residence there behind me in all its glory, and here is the £5 coin commemorating it.
Here we are in the village of Kidlington, the second largest village in England. As you can see behind me, we have the village high street, or one of them, and a village staple, the local pub.
We come now to the beaches of Portsmouth, here at Southsea in South England, and it is from here, in 1944, this very beach, in the company of powerful allies, many thousands of great men embarked on the adventure of liberating Europe, which they achieved their objective, many thanks to the landing craft they used to get there, like the one we have here. We can see here one such troop transport from back in the day, laden with all the soldiers, tanks and artillery needed, and being brought over to Normandy, across the channel for the D-Day landings. This specific one here is a tank transport carrying tanks and their troops over in 1944. Now this here is the 1994 50th anniversary of D-Day 50p. Now looking on this coin, you can see the air and sea elements of D-Day, with the landing craft in the sea and the Royal Air Force, the Spitfires and other planes flying overhead to fight the enemies. Now the landing craft here are the ones like this depicted on the coin. So the coin here depicts many of these landing craft. This is a surviving one here in Portsmouth. So we have there the landing craft of D-Day on the coin, and the real deal, a real D-Day landing craft here. Real thing that would have carried the incredibly brave and heroic troops that did take part in D-Day 50 years ago from this coin and 80 years ago today.
This coin commemorates Guy Fawkes and the Gunpowder Plot, where he tried to blow up the House of Parliament.
And as we know, as a consequence of the Guy Fawkes Gunpowder Plot, we now celebrate Bonfire Night. So I'm here at Bonfire Night watching the fireworks, and I've brought with me the Guy Fawkes £2 coin. Of course, as Guy Fawkes and the Gunpowder Plot is the reason we now see these beautiful fireworks behind the coin, celebrating James I surviving the Gunpowder Plot.
Here I have the Alfred the Great £5 coin, and behind me is his statue in Winchester, which has its capital in over 1,100 years ago. Here I have the letter D for double-decker bus, 10p a piece, and around me are double-decker buses.
Letter C for the alphabet 10p's is for cricket, and I have here the C for cricket 10p with a game of cricket going on, as we can see here. There's real cricket over there, and the C for cricket 10p right here in front of the cricket game. Very cool, and good luck to both teams. Returning underground for the other London Underground £2 coin, this one here commemorates the London Underground trains. We can see one here now pulling into the station, the iconic red, white and blue London Underground trains, transporting people all around underneath London, and here is the coin commemorating it. To mark the millennium of the year 2000, the Millennium Promenade was opened up by His Royal Highness the Duke of York. Also to mark the millennium, this £5 coin was released here. We can see 1999 to 2000, and the time on the hands at midnight as it ticks over to the new millennium. Installed that year, this chain on these tiles was introduced, stretching from the Millennium Promenade all the way to the Spinnaker Tower at the seafront of Southsea in Portsmouth. We can see here a Millennium Promenade badge, and over here, just down here by the seafront, we can see the sort of sign there of the Millennium Trail, and here is the Millennium £5 coin. Very nice.
On his travels around London, Paddington Bear came through the Tower of London.
Also on his journey around London, Paddington has visited St. Paul's Cathedral. As we see on this coin here he is at St. Paul's Cathedral, and here I am at St. Paul's Cathedral, the building featuring on this coin next to Paddington.
Here I have one of the Paddington 50p's next to Paddington himself.
Jane Austen lived and died in this house we are at now, in Winchester, a lovely house, and where she spent her final days. So linking now to the Jane Austen £2 coin, as we can see here, a lovely coin with her effigy and a famous silhouette here at her house.
We have also brought the Jane Austen £2 coin to Winchester Cathedral, as it is where she is buried.
Now, while we are here, you may recognise Winchester Cathedral, as it is Winchester Cathedral, as we can see here the famous facade of Winchester Cathedral that features in the window on the £10 note, as you can see there, and of course as does Jane Austen, as, like we mentioned, she is buried inside Winchester Cathedral. This £5 coin commemorates the 200th anniversary of the death of Lord Admiral Horatio Nelson, who we can see here on a large statue right behind me, and the date of his death, 21st of October in 1805, during the Battle of Trafalgar. And I have the Trafalgar coin here as well. Now, Trafalgar was a turning point in military naval success for Britain, and it really was the time when Britain truly did rule the waves from then on afterwards. Now, Lord Nelson had a new, brilliant plan for the naval attack of the Battle of Trafalgar. He was up against many more ships. There was the French and the Spanish against just the English and his fleet under his command. He was outnumbered, and there was 2 countries against 1. His brilliance and genius bordered on arrogance, but his new naval techniques made it a crushing victory at the Battle of Trafalgar, like on the coining showing here. Not even one British ship was sunk, and the French and Spanish fleets were absolutely devastated, either sunk or all captured by the English and Lord Nelson. Even when Nelson, he did get shot right through the shoulder, through the spine, and out under his arm, a fatal injury. But he was alive for that for hours and hours. I think it was 6 hours afterwards, still commanding the fleet to victory before he did pass on his flagship HMS Victory. And there is one more famous place we can go with these coins, so let's go there now. Well, here at Trafalgar Square, of course, Trafalgar Square, named after the crushing victory at the Battle of Trafalgar, and once again a statue of Lord Nelson up here on Nelson's column. So there we go, Britain's greatest naval commander, Lord Admiral Horatio Nelson, his coin here commemorating him, and his statue now looking out over the shores of the great land of England, which he preserved. The new definitive 50p piece for His Majesty King Charles III features an Atlantic salmon, as we can see here, the Atlantic salmon 50p. So I have here the salmon 50p with some salmon, some lovely Atlantic salmon with the coin there featuring an Atlantic salmon. Very nice.
This coin commemorates VE Day, and it has St Paul's Cathedral, such as St Paul's Cathedral behind me, a surviving feature of World War II, as it survived World War II and the Blitz bombings.
Now, as many of you will know, the 20p coin between 1982 and 2008 featured a crowned English rose, as we can see here. We have here an English rose designed 20p with the largest English rose I could find on our travels. Look at this. So we have here a massive English rose, and we can see there to the centre the little 20p piece featuring a smaller rose.
In the year 2000, the Millennium Bridge was opened, and you can see it here on this £1 coin.
Here I am with the zebra crossing 50p with a zebra crossing.
I have here the 3 Shakespeare £2 coins, and here behind me is Shakespeare's globe.
Here we have the Christmas tree £5 coin with a grand Christmas tree behind me.